So we're going pro today. What does that mean exactly? Well, we are using the GoPro Hero 7, and I'm gonna go over a little bit of its features today as part of this vlog. I'm gonna show you some cool things that you can do with it for $399. If it's something that you were thinking about getting, that's nice and compact, will do all that super awesome slow-mo, and ultimately, the best stabilization that I think I may have ever seen on a camera. We're going to test it in low light, we're going to test it in good light, which I'm in pretty decent light right now, and we'll talk about the settings in a little bit. But that's what we're doing today. That's the vlog. I have my spackling clothes on. I'm going to head downstairs and do some sanding. Final spackle day. Cannot wait to get this done and talk a little bit more about the camera. That was way too much dust. In fact, some of it has crept up here. Unfortunately, I had to do a lot of sanding and those couple trouble spots that I had. But, you know, this camera, I think, hopefully captured some good slow-mo from that sanding. Not the other parts, just the beginning part, the easy part on the handle there, on the slide. So, you know, we will go ahead and review that footage, and maybe I'll come back to it and talk a little bit about it, you know, as far as what I think of the footage. So it's time for some lunch. I am going to go grab that right now. Alright, so I am taking a look at that footage that we just saw, and what I can see is that obviously when you're in great light and you have the settings done properly, this camera footage looks awesome. Now, the slow-mo shots on the rainy day outside, there's a lot of noise. If that's a style that you're looking for in your video, then you're set. But as far as quality goes, I shot at 120 frames a second, I believe, on most of that at either 2.5K or 1080p. And the footage, like I said, it's grainy. There's a lot of noise to it. It's not perfect. The slow-mo looks awesome. When I was doing the puddle at the one spot earlier, there's a lot of light. And then, of course, the other stuff is later in the day, and it's much darker and definitely not as good. So even in the basement part, when I'm sanding, you can see on the darker walls there's noise there. Again, not the best lighting situation, but, you know, not the worst either. And that was done, obviously, I think in 1080 at 240p, I believe. I could be wrong. But you know, definitely affects the noise level when you're bumping that frame rate up to get that super slow-mo. But 4K, 24 frames a second, 30 and 60 look amazing. I don't necessarily like to shoot in 4K 60p. It just looks too weird for me. Maybe I'll try it down the road if people like it. But, you know, so far, so good. You know, I'm going to be using this mostly outside, and hopefully it'll be nice days, so I don't see it having a problem with that. I do still need to learn the settings on this, though. The Pro Tune is amazing on this. That allows you to adjust shutter speed, ISO, you know, compensate for wherever you're at and what situation you are in. But when you start bumping that ISO up higher on this, that's when it begins to fall apart. And that at that point, I don't know if this is actually better or that, but obviously I can't take this in the wet situations. This doesn't matter. So that's my initial thoughts on the camera itself. It's something that you're looking for, but I enjoy it. It's really cool to be able to use. The audio on it is amazing. As long as you're not touching it too much, you know, you definitely get that GoPro clunky, scratching underwater type noise. But if you're not doing it or touching it too much, it works great. So that about does it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And of course, turn on notifications. You guys take it easy and have a good day.